So for this episode of Mission Statement, kind of wanted to switch it up. We've been doing a lot of like 40-year-old legend type skaters and kind of wanted to just get some young people that are also doing cool shit. This is Taji. He's the big homie. Thanks you for coming through.
Me, Lee. I appreciate it.
If you guys aren't familiar,
nice
he's been doing Yelp 1-star reviews. Along with following Gino around, Gino Iannucci.
Oh yeah, that was
things of that nature. But we'll get into all that later.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, thanks again for coming through. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It's super nice here. Yeah, no complaints yet. It's going good. Yeah,
how many stars would you give us?
I mean, shit. I mean, I'm used to some pretty tight spaces in the studios. You got like a wide open, you know, like you're chilling. Like, I would give this 5 so far. Shit. I mean, maybe like, yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna ask you again when we're finished.
Yeah, ask me at the end. Yeah, it might go down. You never know. It could like, you guys should, I don't know if you do graphics, you could do like a little like meter the whole time of stars. That's gonna create extra work for this guy though. Never mind. He's like, nah. Yeah.
So where are you from exactly? You're from New York, right?
Exactly. So I was born in Midtown Manhattan.
Okay.
West Midtown to be precise. I think they call it Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's where I was born, and then just kind of like lived around there, downtown as well. Just moved around a little, and California for a year.
Oh, where about?
First I was in Valencia at Cal Arts, which is art school you probably heard of.
Yeah.
It's like I did photo there for a semester. Wasn't really feeling it. It's like far from LA, but I would like try to skate in LA.
It's like the valley-ish kind of, right?
Yeah, it's like up north on the 5. It's like,
oh yeah, that's by the fucking
Magic Mountain.
Magic Mountain.
Precisely, it's one exit before that. So I would just like commute to skate. I'd be stuck in all this traffic and like didn't really have. Like, I had a couple friends, but like wasn't the most popular person there. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to LA now. Went there for a few months. Things didn't really go so well. It's hard to make it in LA, especially as like, an 18-year-old or however old I was.
You gotta like thug it out
easy.
past this certain point, however long that might be, like maybe a year or 2 years.
I should have waited maybe, but yeah, I came crawling back home to New York and so that didn't work out. So I was there for a year. And then other than that, still here.
Yeah?
And I'm 29 now. So it's
nice.
like, I'm going on 30, so I've been here quite a while.
Oh, shit.
That one exception of that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you live now? You live in the city still?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I'm not too far. I'm like in the, I don't know what they call it, East Williamsburg, Bushwick. I don't know anymore. You tell me, Lee.
As a city kid, was that hard? Like, I know used to be like a big stigma, like I'm a Manhattan kid, I'm not gonna live in Brooklyn.
It's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting kind of thing you raise where now it's almost like I don't want to go to the city anymore. Now I'm like city biased, but I guess maybe I was like I would never come to Brooklyn. No, actually that's not true. Sorry, that's not true at all. When I was super young, I remember, do you remember Brengar?
Yeah.
Filmer,
yeah,
skate filmer. Yeah, we were homies, and he was living in Bushwick. I would come there, like I would go there all the time. Every day I was like at Brengar's. Every weekend I'd be like staying there, and like that was
like
the spot.
Crazy party house.
Kind of. Have you heard about Brengar's? You've heard about this place?
Spot, yeah.
Yeah, you guys heard about Brengar's? Yeah. It was a good time though. So I mean, actually, to be honest, I was never really one of those anti-Brooklyn people. Now that I think. I mean, maybe before Brengar's, I was like, what do I do in Brooklyn? But so I was going there a lot and just having fun, like chilling, going to like crashing college parties in Brooklyn when I was, I don't know, like 16 or 17. Who knows,
Sounds like fun. I mean,
so I've always
growing up here is kind of like growing up in San Francisco. It's just like inner city life, lots
for
of
sure.
house parties.
Yeah, that's where you're
around.
from, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Dope.
Exactly. So where's your family from originally?
So originally Lebanon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that dates pretty far back. So, most of my generations, like, have been born in somewhere in the U.S., but, like, great-grandparents born in Lebanon. One of my grandmothers, Lebanon. So, I guess you could say I am a Lebanese American.
Okay.
I think that's what they call us. I'm not something like that.
I mean, it sounds about right to
Something
me.
like that. So, yeah, pretty Americanized, but, I have been to Lebanon twice.
How was that?
But it's been a while. I went there once when I was 11, which is cool, barely remember, checked it out. But then I went back around the age of 18, and that was a lot of fun because I was skating. I actually brought my skateboard, met up with like a cousin, and he like basically just dropped everything he was doing just to like be my tour guide, and we like traveled all through Beirut. Like, he took me out partying, like, because the drinking age there, I guess, is, I don't even know what it is, but, at 18 you can like go to the clubs, which out here you can't really. Yeah, they got alcohol there. It's not like
okay.
Dubai or some
Yeah,
like
it's not
dry
as strict.
spot. It's not a
Like
dry
Saudi
spot.
Arabia or some shit.
Yeah, no, Lebanon, like in Beirut, like they party, you know?
Mm.
I mean, you know, not every girl might be all like, you know, like just like hooking up with everyone in sight, you know? It's kind of a different culture there, you know? Like,
Yeah.
kind of got to like do the whole dating thing. I kind of sussed it out, you know? Like, so if any of you guys going to Lebanon to get laid, like probably not your spot.
I know two other
but yeah, it was a good
Lebanese.
time, though.
I know of three. Well, you're the third Lebanese skater I know.
Tell me
You
the
know
other
who the
ones.
other two are? They're brothers, and they have a cousin.
I feel like a bad Lebanese person right now. Who are they?
All have the same name. All three of them.
Tell me shit.
Nick Terche.
Oh,
Joey
okay. I knew
Terche,
that. I knew
Raven
that.
Terche.
I had a feeling they. Yeah, no. I had a feeling they were Lebanese. I thought I heard, but I wasn't sure. I have heard that before. I should know that.
Yeah.
I guess I got confused. I think there's like one other one I can't think of. But that's cool. Shout out to them.
Supposedly
the
there's a town
Terche
in
family.
Lebanon named Terche.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know if I made
they're
it
of
there,
the like
but-
Terche clan or
That's
something
so
like
cool. Well, shit. Have they been on your podcast or no?
Well, Nick was supposed to come, but he didn't make it.
Damn, you better come through, Nick. What's up? What's going on? It's a good time. Look at
flaked
this.
on me.
Well, I am endorsing this podcast. So
Oh, thank
So
you.
if it
Thank
does
you. I
come
hope our
down to
stars
that.
are staying good. at
yeah,
the
so
moment.
far they're still at a 5. So Nick, it's a.
He
You know,
blew
it's,
it, right?
it's pretty good over here. Well, yeah, you blew it, but it's never too late, right?
Yeah.
Or is that
No,
like
it's
with
never
you? It's
too
like,
late.
or with you, it's like if you don't come on like quick enough, it's like that's it.
No, you
Like
get a
that.
couple you get
You get a couple chances. All right, cool.
Yeah. So how did you start skating then?
Well, I actually went to, this is a fun story too. I went to the school that was in like Heads and Peep This mixtape. I don't remember one of those old Z York videos. Probably in all 3 of those. You know the school down on Chambers and Greenwich that people used to skate, those ledges?
Was it-
You can't skate them anymore. They're like sandblasted and
Who
shitty.
did what there?
I
Like a
can't tell you.
famous-
Harold did a line there, I'm pretty
a
sure.
famous
And then he
line?
like, is it the one where he like never landed a trick in his life? I can't remember if that was the one or that was a different spot. It might have been a different spot, remember? He's like, I never landed a trick in my life. That might be the school, but basically it's these white ledges with like a red brick building.
Okay.
And you can skate there. Not anymore. Now it's just a bunch of like Tom Otter art. You know, like those like sculptures with the animals.
The ledges are gone?
It's just some art there. No, nothing to skate.
Okay.
Well, no, they're there. Sorry, I spaced out for a minute. They're there, but they're like sandblasted. You can't. I mean, maybe if you like go fast enough, you know, or you got like soap shoes on or something, you know, you might be able to bust a move.
Oh, soap shoes.
But on the
Oh,
skateboard,
gotta
I don't
wax them
know.
up.
Yeah, I've seen some people soaping there though.
So you went to school there and you
Yeah,
saw
so I
people
would,
skating.
Precisely. So I'd
Okay.
like be chilling in the yard, which actually those like are the like right outside that. So yeah, they'd just be skating, and I thought that looked fun. And then I like asked for a skateboard. I got one of those Nashes at first. Remember the Nash?
Yeah, it was like a generic like
Yeah,
Toys R Us board.
Exactly. It's like their brand or something, and it had like a Godzilla kind of thing on it. Like Dragon is pretty sick. So I had that board for a second with the black wheels, but I was always like, now black wheels, are they cool again? I don't know. But
I
like
don't know.
they might, I don't
They
know.
might
But I
be
was
cool.
always just like, damn, my skateboard's like not legit because I got these, you know, like I don't
You
have
asked
these
your
like,
parents for a board and that's what they got you.
they got me this Nash, and then eventually, like, I convinced them to buy me some grip tapes. And then I had the flame grip on top, and it made it like a little more legit, but it still like wasn't name brand, you know. Like I didn't have like
What year
the
is
proper
this?
stuff. I was probably 8, and I'm 29 now, so like I don't know, like 21 years ago. I
Okay.
don't know what was that. That was like 1999, I guess,
Yeah,
or so.
yeah,
Yeah, so right
98
before
maybe? Yeah,
2000.
something.
Yeah, something before 2000. Actually, I remember. Yeah, I had the Nash. Finally, I like got a real skateboard. First, I put the flame grip on top for a little, made it a little more cool. I don't know if you remember the flame grip. Maybe they still have it. It's probably cool nowadays, I would think.
Might be hot right now.
Yeah, it's hot in the streets, literally. but no, then so yeah, I was skating around. Like I like went like down to like some like area in Battery Park, and I like saw Stevie Williams, and like
Did
someone
you know
was
who
like,
he was?
someone was telling me, he's like, this guy just got on Chocolate, and like, and they were like on the Chocolate tour.
Okay.
It turned out, which is like kind of sick, right? Like I like put 2 and 2 together like a few years later. I'm like, oh, like, so that was the Chocolate tour. So I somehow, I don't know who it was I ran into. I'm being kind of a dick right now by not remembering. It might have been Mike Wright. Do you guys remember Mike
Yeah,
Wright?
Mike Wright, of course.
It might have been, sorry if it was someone else, and I'm like, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe they're watching this. I don't know. But someone introduced me, you know, and they're like, oh, it's Stevie. And like, he's like doing like really good flat ground tricks at that little spot that was like the 3 down, 3 up. And so that was...
That might have been the day. So you're telling me...
You might have been there.
No, but you remember the famous line he had where he does like a front side heel and then like a switchback tail and then he grabs his nuts at the end?
Vaguely. Was that downtown?
So that's Battery Park.
That's one of those spots?
So I don't know if the 3 stairs, 3 up, 3 down were there at the time.
Yeah.
But that's the same exact spot.
Yeah, it might have been the spot he did the line. Was it the one where they put the planters on eventually? It might have been that ledge spot. I don't know. Yeah, it might have been the day.
Some people say that's like the best line of all time.
Really? So let's pretend it was that day. So I did, maybe I'm the reason, like I gave him such good energy that he like went and did that line.
Who were you skating with? Like who were you there with? Mike, you were there with Mike, right?
I was probably just skating by or like with some friends or like with Mike Wright skating and he ran into them. Who knows?
Did you have
It might not even been Mike Wright for all I know.
Did you have a crew of skaters that you like hung out with all the time?
Well, back then I was so young I like didn't really have a crew. It was like one kid from my like elementary school who's like kind of low-key famous nowadays named Sean Vegezi. He like filmed something for Supreme the other day. He's like a photo cool kid. And he was skating back then and he had this silver helmet. Or no, was it my friend Chris that had a silver helmet? Might have been Sean with a silver helmet. And yeah, it was just like us three and my friend Chris, like rest in peace. Like he like passed away. Like, but I got into skating with him. He got some sort of rare like kind of lung thing. Yeah, it sucks. But they like, so yeah, I was hanging out with those, those little kids who aren't really too in the skate scene. I wasn't really the skate scene. But then, eventually I started going to the banks and then I like developed a skateboard crew. And like started ditching school all the time.
How was the
and,
banks
like,
at that time? Was it intense? Was it kind of intimidating or like?
I think my like mom would take me back then, and then eventually I started going on my own. And like she would make me wear a helmet if I skated the stairs, and like I ollied the Banks 9, and I was wearing a helmet, and like, and my dad's friend filmed it. It was in my Sponsor Me tape actually. So yeah, this is like right when I really got in skating, and I got a real skateboard. Started going to the banks, little banks, fun as hell. Ollied the Banks 9, which like isn't that cool, but like for me, I was pretty.
I mean, to go from starting to skate and then next thing you know,
you're right.
a couple years later, you're ollieing 9 stairs. That's pretty good.
You're right. I guess it was an accomplishment, but kids these days, they're I don't know what they're like. What are they like? Fakey tray flipping down 9 stairs, or I don't even know why.
It's all relative.
But they're doing some crazy shit. They're doing it switch. Every which way. But so I ollied the Banks 9 in a helmet. I had like my dad's friend filmed it on his like big ass, like not the GL1. You remember the GL1 that's like kind of cool to have the cannon, whatever?
I don't know.
It's that, it's like the VX equivalent.
Really
but this guy didn't even have the Canon GL1. He had like the big one that you like put on your shoulder. It's like the tricked out GL1. You probably know what I'm talking about.
Did you skate with?
Was it the XL1? It might have been, or it might have been even bigger than XL. No, it probably was the XL1.
Did you skate with a helmet every day?
No, it was mainly just for the 9 stair. They'd make me wear it on the stairs.
Did you ever like hit your head and be like, oh wow, glad I have this helmet
on the Banks 9? I don't think I did. I probably like ate shit a couple times, but like not on the dome.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably I was more likely to hit my head by wearing that helmet, but who knows?
Right.
Yeah. But at least my mom felt a little bit better about me ollieing the Banks 9, I guess. So I ollied the Banks 9. Made a Sponsor Me tape. My parents, like, I don't know if it was my dad or my mom, like, somehow, like, they didn't know anyone at Zoo York, and, like, I don't know if I mentioned Zoo York, but they, like, somehow brought me to Zoo York, like, not even, like, sending in your tape, like, we just, like, showed up there or something, which is pretty funny, because, like, you don't really do that nowadays, I don't think.
So you showed up to Zoo York, and what happened?
And they were really nice. Like, we, like, went into Zoo York, and, like, I think my mom or my dad. Yeah, the old zoo before they moved. Then they were on 30th Street for a bit. Yeah, the one on 11th or whatever. And then I think that was the first one ever. And then we went in there, and then they like gave me a skateboard deck and like some clothes, and they watched my tape with us, and like it wasn't even that good. I mean, aside from the Banks 9 ollie,
Is it the tape that's on? I watched footage of you on YouTube the other day, which was really good, actually.
Oh, thanks. Oh wait, are you talking about EST4? Or
I don't know, but you're super small. You weren't wearing a helmet.
Oh, okay,
but you were jumping down a lot of big shit, and you were kind of like killing it.
That might have been my Sponsor Me thing later on in life, but like that was not the first one. The first one is like VHS. I don't know where that is. Like, but that'd be a good find. It's probably better than my current skateboarding. So yeah, they gave me some stuff. They were really nice. And I think they mentioned I could come back, and then I just started going there and getting some boards, and then I was like flow for them for a while. They'd like send me, I don't know if I would always go there, or like once in a while they'd send me some things when they got like to be bigger, I guess, or they were always bigger when I got to be bigger. I don't know. But yeah, I got a bunch of free stuff from Zoo York, so that was nice. Thank you, Jeff Pang, Eli, and Who else was there that day? Rodney, Dave was there.
Crazy Dave
Yeah,
Ortiz?
Dave Ortiz was there. I hope I'm not forgetting
Did you
him.
ever meet
Harold
Harold?
Hunter, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Harold was in one of my sponsory tapes. Maybe the one you
okay.
saw. I'll send you it.
I don't know.
You could put a little clip of it. But Harold like intros me at like remember ABC Skate Shop back in the day?
I don't know. That's
that was
before
a
my time.
really old one. That was
Where
like
was
before
that?
Autumn. That was on 13th. Does anyone here remember ABC? God damn. All right. Well, he kind
We're
of
all
remembers it.
transplants.
Yeah, Cali boys. Well, ABC was before people moved here from California. There was a skateboard shop called ABC run by Adrian, who runs Rockstar. You know Rockstar
Yeah,
Bags?
Adrian. Yeah.
Yeah,
of
so
course.
he used to run ABC Skate Shop back in the day, and
okay.
Scotty Shorts worked there, and like I don't know who else. Rodney Torres at one point, or was just hanging out there. So there's a whole scene, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, that must be ABC, where yeah, Harold Hunter like did this whole little intro thing of me, like for my sponsoring tape, and like
sick.
it was really nice of him.
Yeah.
And
that must have felt like an honor. I mean, he's
for
kind of
sure,
like a
I
New
was,
York
like,
City
tiny.
legend. That's kind of
Yeah,
like solidifies
no.
the deal. Like that's a stamp of validation right
For
there.
sure. So I guess Harold gave me the stamp of approval, and I would skate with him some. It'd be really fun. I remember I was like super little, and we would go skate downtown, and he'd like run into Max Fish for a minute, and like I think I might have even made it in there. I don't know. It was like during the day, so like maybe. Or I wait outside, and he'd like have a quick Jack and Coke, and then we'd like keep
Or
skating
two,
down.
or
yeah,
three.
or who knows. And then yeah, and one night I was about to go skate. I was trying to like get my friend to come skate. Like me and my friend Leo were chilling at my apartment, at my like mom's house. And I was like, let's go skate. And like he was tired or like he'd been skating all day. And then I was like trying to get him to skate. And then I was like, somehow it came up like if like I can get Harold Hunter to go skateboard, then like he'll go skate. Which is like ridiculous. So then I like called Harold, and he was like actually down to skate somehow. And I think we both went and met up with Harold and skated.
There
which is,
must have
like,
been
pretty
something.
sick.
Did Harold get something out of you for that?
I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to skate. He's probably like already like out partying and bored, like who knows, and like just
Yeah.
down to skate, which is fun. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I was like, oh Harold, like I don't know. I don't know what I
He's
could
like,
do
you
for
gotta
Harold.
buy me dinner or something.
Yeah, I don't think I could. Yeah, at that age, I don't know. I don't think I was buying anyone dinner. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe I don't know what's something I could do for Harold Hunter. Like I don't know. Like maybe I like watched his skateboard while I went into Max Fish. Like
Give him
I
like
don't know.
$10.
That's probably what
no
something.
disrespect.
Yeah. No, for sure. No, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was like right at the end of his skating and life. But yeah, so we went and cruised that night. So yeah, Harold Hunter
That's sick.
fucking went and skateboarded with me.
So just you, your
Yeah.
homie, and Harold.
Yeah,
cruising around the
literally.
city.
I think
That's dope.
Harold was trying like a front board shove or doing some crazy shit
That's
that he probably
that's a sick
did.
memory to have.
Yeah, you know the one at Houston Park with the rail?
Yeah.
Yeah, which now for some reason is like really hard to skate. I feel like is maybe the fence or they fucked that spot up.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
But that was a fun one. Good one to get sacked on randomly,
Yeah.
especially as a small child. It's
Yeah,
easy to
you
get
do.
sacked on a thing. Maybe not nowadays, probably clear that thing, but yeah, Harold was like skating that and it was a good ass time.
Didn't you?
So, yeah.
Weren't you flow for Baker at some point in time?
No, not Baker. You probably confused
No?
me with some other like little hesh kid. I don't know.
Nothing?
I got like I got some Enjoy boards once, which was kind of cool.
Okay.
But other than that, just Zoo York and like Shut, you know, and some other random sponsors.
Oh,
Are we gonna
okay.
talk about my sponsors? You want to know my old sponsors?
No, I just thought you were on Baker, and I thought that was.
I wanna talk
I
about
don't
my
know why, but I thought that was funny. Yeah, let's talk about your
Yeah,
sponsors.
Well, no, I was for a minute. I was Regional Flow, East Coast Regional Flow, thanks to your man Alex Corcoran. But before
Okay.
him, this guy Craig Metzger. Thank you to him. This should just be me thanking people the entire time.
Regional flow for who?
For Etnies.
Oh, okay.
I got to go there too. They sent me. Sorry if I'm boring you guys
No,
with my
not at
shitty
all. This is
stories.
hilarious.
But yo, when I was like 16, they literally like sent me and Louis Tolentino to like Orange County to like go to. You remember Goofy vs. Regular?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to GVR. Like, they sent us
How was
out
that?
there.
How did you
Mad
do?
fun.
Did you do well?
No, we didn't skate in it. We were just like there to hang out and like do a demo or like I don't even know what. They just like wanted to like flex that they like knew some New York. I don't know, or they just wanted to be nice. It's probably like a giving back to the New York
Okay.
City community thing. Like I don't know how the fuck we ended up out there, but we just checked it out and like Antoine Dixon was there and like he had just like got like started whatever being sponsored. And, like
That's funny.
I met
because
Antoine
I was
and was
gonna
hanging out with
ask
him.
you, thinking that you were on Baker, I was going to ask you if you had ever hung out with Antoine Dixon.
Well, luckily for you, like, no, I'm not. I was never on Baker. Although, like, if you want to sponsor me, Baker, like, I am like more than down. But no, yeah. So I was never on Baker, but yeah, I met Antoine somehow. I was like partying with Antoine, like as I was like 16 or like I don't even know. It was madness, and like Lewis was there, like doing really high ollies, and like whatever
Didn't
other
he win?
cool
He
front
won a high ollie
360s.
contest, right?
I don't know about
At some
there,
point
but
in
he's
time.
Lewis has won a lot of high. Doesn't he have the world record highest ollie? Didn't he beat the Danny Wainwright guy?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. You guys might want to fact check that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fact
like
check
more
that.
graphics for the guy to put in. It could be like a graphic, like disclaimer, like no. I'm pretty sure Lewis has the highest ollie.
So when did you give up the whole skate dream?
That's a great question. I guess I was still kind of trying to do it when I was living in California and I was like 18 or 19. I was like, got a box from Etnies somehow there. Like Alex Corcoran hooked it up and like I was still trying to kind of be a sponsored skateboarder. But then I guess like right after that, I'd kind of slowed down a little in Cali, a little bit of partying, all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't like skating as much. What's up?
You were driving?
Yeah, I had a car in Cali.
Oh, okay.
I like
a lot
had
of Manhattan
money
kids
saved.
don't drive.
No, that's a fun fact about me. I have a car. But yeah, no, I had some money from a commercial I did. I was like in some Citibank commercial, like holding my skateboard. They didn't even have me skating it because of like insurance or something. So I just had to like hold my skateboard.
Liability.
And I got all this money, and like I somehow kept getting checks from it even though I wasn't in the union. But apparently if you do one commercial, like the first one, it's
Did
like
you speak in
you
it?
get all this, not even.
Oh,
okay. Apparently it's like you get paid as if you're in the union for the first one. I don't know. Don't quote me on that one. So I had all this money, which is cool. And I was in California, and I bought a car right when I got there. I'd like just passed my road test in New York, failed it the first time, whatever, long story, kind of sucked at driving, and was driving on the freeway like literally like overnight, and like my mom was like freaking out. But like I had the money, so there wasn't really much she could do, so she still had to come help me like find the car. And like
What kind of car did you get?
Oh man, a shitty little Hyundai Accent. The tires were literally like, they're like this, it was like a Lego car.
It was probably super reliable though.
I guess. It was expensive.
It's like those Nokia phones that last
sure.
forever.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it was fine until I totaled it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right on Beverly Hills Boulevard or wherever that is, Santa Monica Boulevard in Beverly Hills, listening to Iron Maiden. You know the song Deja Vu?
Yeah.
You know that? It's like,
And you
do you
were
guys
like-
get the rights to that? Probably not.
You were like drunk and like.
No, I wasn't drunk.
You were drunk and coked up?
No.
That would be a real Hollywood story.
I have a
Crashed
better
your
story.
car in Beverly Hills, coked
No,
up.
I have a better story. I was just like taking some like shitty class at like UCLA Extension that like anyone can take. I'm like, hey, I go to UCLA now. Like tell that to people. They're like, you went to UCLA? I'm like, yeah. So I was like taking one of those like, like classes, whatever, and anyone take like a photo tech or something, like maybe lighting. And then I was just trying to go home to get my skateboard to go skate. Fun story for your skateboard podcast. And so I was like in a rush and I was listening to the Iron Maiden and I was like actually looking at, I'm pretty sure some hot chicks walking in that park, like with the Beverly Hills sign. And the next thing you know it, I just fucking rear end this BMW.
Oh, shit.
And my whole car like smashed in, like filled up with smoke. And I was trying to start it, like wouldn't. I was like, fuck. And then like he even hit a guy in front of him. Like it was one of those like, like a domino effect. But he was super nice. Like he wasn't mad. 'Cause you see I'm just a stupid kid. And then he helped me like wheel it to the side, and like I parked it there. And then sorry, it's such a long story.
But was
like,
this the moment where you were like,
So-
I don't want to be a pro skateboarder anymore?
Kind of when I didn't have the car and I couldn't get to the spots and don't want to be my friend anymore. Probably. No, that was probably on the outs. So then, I shortly moved back to New York, and it was right at that point, yes, where I kind of like stopped skating as much. I think I dislocated my shoulder at one of those contests on the roofs. You remember those rooftop things they did? Billy Rohan used to hold.
Yeah.
I got hurt at one of those. I think I had like moved back to New York from California, and I like kind of hurt my shoulder at one of those, dislocated that shit, and I was kind of over it. So then, at that point, I like continued college at Parsons.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, for photography.
Were you like bummed, or were you like kind of like in a crossroads of like, where do I go? What do I do? Like,
I think I had kind of had it figured out a little, just because of like, actually not really, because I was really failing in Cali, so I guess I was a little bummed I didn't know what I was going to do. But then when I got back to New York, I like started doing photo stuff. I had been doing that all my life, kind of like just taking photos like at Tompkins and like all that really cool, street photography.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that every skater kind of dabbles
for
in.
sure. Yeah, so I was doing all that. And then as a result, I like went to school and I got an internship at Vice. And like right around then, I had kind of like stopped like hardcore skateboarding, and I focused more on like school and work and like partying and stuff, you know, real important things. And then, yeah, I kind of like phased out the skating a bit, and I still skate a little for fun, and I was still skating a lot more back then. But now I just get sore as hell because I don't skate every day, and I never really like truly kept progressing. I kind of just got to this point where I had some tricks, but I couldn't really combine them too well.
It's kind of where I'm at right
I could
now,
never
too.
flip into something really. Although honestly, I think I did a kickflip backside lip slide once on a flat bar.
Did anybody see it?
Probably not.
Well, then if nobody saw it,
It's like when a tree falls in the woods. Yeah, it's like me kickflip back.
If you don't even have one witness, then it doesn't.
Also, it's not like I could do it to the tail slide, so it's pretty limited. Like
don't
a
know.
kickflip back
I mean, it's
lip. I guess people
still
do that on
valid.
ledges nowadays,
Still
though, I
valid.
think. Yeah, I feel like to tail slide, it's more like a go-to. You don't hear about the kickflip back lip as much, on a
too
ledge
often.
at least. I'm gonna bring that, I'm gonna actually learn that one maybe with a pop out or something, and then I could make a
should.
comeback.
You should. I want to see it on the gram.
Thank
So
you.
how did you
I'm
get the
gonna try that.
internship at Vice?
So that I just simply applied on the internet, but it was kind of a different time, you know. This was probably like 9 years ago or something. So it was kind of easier to apply online, although people still do that and get internships.
Do they?
Yeah. So, but it's probably easier back then. So I applied online, got called in there to go have a meeting. So now I'm at Vice, which is like really cool because I'm, I don't know, like 18 or something or 19 and have been like reading it, or 20, I don't know, sorry. Had been, you know, reading it as a young kid and like sneaking into their parties and like, you know, it was a cool thing. So all of a sudden I had this internship. So I actually ran into someone at Vice who knew me from some SVA parties from Brengar and Paulgar taking me there. And then like, he's like, I saw you at this party. So he knew me. I used to see him a bunch, this cool guy, Jonathan. And then he, I guess, like probably put in a good word. He's like, this kid's cool, you know, like obviously he's hanging out with, you know, like college kids. And he's like, well, actually at that point I was in college, but you know, he'd seen me before.
Yeah,
college.
before back in the day.
When I was cool,
So
you know,
in
before
this
I
sense,
turned
like
18.
going out and knowing the right people and politicking and like
Kind of, and applying online, like I guess combination.
Yeah.
So I ended up at Vice, which was great. You know, I was like doing all sorts of cool stuff, met a lot of cool people, cool photographers, not trying
you've
to
been
name
there for like
drop or
10
anything.
years now.
You could say that, because then, yeah, I kind of like moved on to do some freelance work for them, as well as some other companies. Had a quick like year at an ad agency with Billy Rohan. Like he was like
that's
doing
dope.
some, he's like running this like
I remember when he
action
did that.
sports
I
thing.
remember
Yeah,
that,
so he like brought me on
That was
because
like 2013 or 14 or something.
it's funny you
right?
remember that, yeah. And then
Yeah.
at one point he was running his skateboard company out of their ad agency, which was like ridiculous. And then it just kind of, you know, he lost his mind again as he once in a while does, and then it all kind of went to shit. But you know, he's cool again now. Luckily,
chilling
shout
now.
out Billy,
Yeah,
he's
shout
doing
out to Billy
good.
Rohan.
He's living in Florida. But for a minute, he like had a skateboard company at an ad agency, and I was working there while still
He
doing
pulls
some
a lot of shit off. He
really
he
did.
definitely makes a lot of things happen.
I mean, he was New Yorker of the Week on New York One or whatever. That was kind of
wow.
cool. Yeah, for 12th and A. But
cool.
so yeah, around that time I was doing some freelance still for Vice, which like I had always kind of done throughout my life of after the internship. And then I became staff there probably like 5 years ago or so.
nice.
So I've been there a while. But I
Okay.
did a couple of things in between, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm like a total lifer, you know.
Who do you think are bigger dicks, like skateboarders or the Vice staff?
Nowadays, they're pretty nice. I feel like they used to be kind of more, you know, like back in the day, you know, it was kind of like a more like kind of, you know, like they would make fun of everyone. But nowadays,
Skaters or Vice staff?
oh, sorry.
You're talking about
Actually,
Vice-
I don't know.
Who would make
Both,
fun?
actually.
Who would make fun? Yeah, exactly.
Well, I meant,
right when you
yeah,
were describing
yeah,
that,
like
I would
which
be like,
ones,
that could
yeah.
be like.
I
both.
guess just everyone's kind of nice nowadays, but skaters still can be dicks for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, forget about
Totally.
it. Yeah.
I get it now because I run into
But
skaters.
so can the Vice people, I'm
That-
sure. It's like everyone.
You know what's
everyone
funny?
can be
You know
dicks.
what happens to me? I run into skaters and they look at me as an older guy with glasses. They think I don't skate. And
Really?
They treat me like
That's funny,
They treat
yeah.
me like a fucking piece of shit.
Sometimes I walk by a group of skaters and I think they're gonna like kids me or something. But then I have a plan. I'm gonna be like, oh, like just give me your board. Like I can kickflip, I promise.
Yeah, like, I'll
just
show
to try
you.
to prove it to them, like I'm cool. And then I probably won't land the kickflip. Like I'll land primo, and then I'll get even more hurt. Yeah, but that's my plan.
So what was your first project like with Vice that you really pushed to them and like they were like, yeah, let's do that?
I'd say the first thing I did that was cool was well, I mean, the first thing I really did was really funny. This is a good story. This is probably the better
Okay.
story than the other thing I was going to talk about. Like,
Yeah.
fuck that thing. No, I like actually when I was interning there, one of like the people running the blog, like one of the writers, like a senior guy, or I don't know what you call it, like editor, I think is what you call it.
Like a senior editor or whatever?
Yeah, or the guy running the whole thing was like assigning stories, and then, he's like, oh, like, no one wants to do this story, like, let me see if this kid will do it, and then it's basically reviewing it's called Premjacked. So it's basically this product that you're supposed to spray on your dick.
I had a feeling we were going somewhere along those lines.
Yes, I guess before you partake in intercourse, and it's supposed to like delay the process of like ejaculation.
Does it like freeze your dick?
Yeah, it's a desensitizer. So yeah, I like tried that out. Like I had a girlfriend at the time.
You were the first guinea pig.
Yes, I did that, and I wrote this whole article, and they thought it was like really funny, and they posted it on their site, and then I think like Shane saw it. I think even it was like, this is funny, like do more stuff, and like and like he was super nice, and everyone was like cool to me, and then I kept doing like photo blog things, and like that's probably the only thing I sprayed my dick with though. But it wasn't like a series. It was like, oh, let's see what he'll put on his dick next week. Nah. It also, the thing's still up. You guys can pull it up. But it actually like doesn't really work because I think what ended up happening is it had the opposite effect where it actually delays the
erection.
The other partner from it kind of like just maybe I just put too much.
You're just like rubbing it onto her as well.
Yeah, but maybe you're supposed to like spray it like inside the. I don't know. It's like I don't think I did it right, so it's kind of just everywhere and it just didn't work out.
Okay.
But what it did work out for was the article.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people thought it was hilarious. It got all these comments and like I think Shane even commented on it. This was like back when Vice was so small that like you'd even see like a Shane comment somehow, and they had a different comment system. It's like which is kind of sick.
And
nowadays,
and
like I see him around. He thought it was funny. He like called me Red Bull for some reason. He saw me drinking a Red Bull one day. He'd be like, "Red Bull, I saw your article. Good work." I still like Red Bull though. Shout out Red Bull. Maybe get them to sponsor this thing. You ever thought about that? Probably not with that story.
It's definitely something to
not with the
about.
Premjack story. But
so that article worked.
That kind of got me in the door of.
It kind of got you in the door,
being a
and
journalist.
then you started, growing off that, and like what was where did that take you, basically?
So that just took me to doing like kind of more photo stories. Like I had also like covered the actual screening of Breaking Bad they did a while back. This is how long ago it was.
Oh,
I like took photos of the event, so they knew I was a photographer. They knew I could kind of write, sometimes.
You're like a jack of all trades.
Yeah, you could say that. So which actually led, wow, it's funny you say that. Because that actually then eventually led into like doing video. Because I realized that making it as a photographer is quite difficult. Luckily for you guys, you seem to be doing moving images of this interview. Not to shit on photography or anything. Like photography's cool. It's just like really hard to make it, unless you like, I don't know what the hell you have to do. But so I like was actually talking to one of the Vice owners, Sarush, at a Vice party, and he was like, oh, it's great you're doing photography. He's like, have you ever thought about video? And I was like, or I think I told him, somehow it came up. And I was like, oh, that'd be rad. Like, and he's like, let me put you through this other, our DP, Jake. So he like puts me through to Jake, and then he like brings me on some shoots. I'm like assisting him. Next thing you know, I'm B-camming. And then I basically became like a full-time like shooter there as well as now producer. So it's kind of like a mixed title. So I guess, it all led from, the penis spray to
well, you're not afraid to,
photography.
the thing is that you're not afraid to put yourself out there.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, so that
essentially, that's the heart of it. If you're like, I do this, I'm going to go for it. You're kind of confident about everything, right?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to try anything at least once, and like, that's just kind of my vibe. And I think everything's an experience. Like, even if you have like a shitty experience in life with something, I think it was still probably for the better for the most part, right? Like, maybe there's some exceptions, I don't know. But, it all kind of like either makes you stronger or it's just like something to talk about. Like, for example, on your show.
Yeah.
Like, it's all stories.
Definitely. What about like on a more serious note, like, do you feel a responsibility to cover political issues like things that are going on like LGBT or like Black Lives Matter? Or is that something, women's rights, is that something that you feel a responsibility to kind of like cover, or are you kind of going more towards like the fun stuff?
I think like I'm willing to cover any topic, like I'm not like biased with things I cover, so like if that comes up, like if it's, like for example, like we cover a lot of current events and like social issues and all that kind of stuff. And like I'm trying to also through my work like not, I'm trying to think how to say this. Like we went and skated like Confederate monuments, which was kind of like a form of protest. As many people have thought it was stupid, people are like, oh, like you're assholes, like this doesn't make any better.
And the Trump locations as well.
Yeah, and the Trump things, but like,
those were like subtle, like nods.
Yeah, like some people like would say, like that, it's like not the way to end racism or be anti-Trump. But I think that, it kind of furthers the message of that, like, like, why not go skate that shit as like kind of a fuck you to establishment
it's
and like
your
what
way of saying of putting it
and
out
kind of
there
like what society's like become with like Trump as president and like all that shit and like those monuments still existing. So yeah, I mean, I'm very for taking on like social issues and like fighting for what I believe in, but I don't know if like that's like my exact, like I'm not like really like
it's not your mission.
Yeah, well, I guess, I try to think. I guess I do kind of the more like lighthearted stuff as well, like mainly, yes, you could say.
It's like...
But actually, in terms of shooting and producing, like I'll do a lot of stuff, like I'll shoot all sorts of stories, like every kind of thing. But I guess the stuff I appear in, is mainly like lighthearted stuff that might have like a slight hint of trying to change the world.
Yeah.
But, but it's mainly just hopefully just, can like... entertain people to an extent and like maybe you'll learn something. Probably not, but
Do you ever get pressure from people or like read in comments that people like want you to like kind of fight for the things that they believe in or put pressure on you like, hey, you have this platform, you should use it in a way that like a better way to use your, like tell you how to use your platform?
For sure, because also like a lot of people see Vice as this like serious, investigative journalism news outlet because they watch Vice News, which is like an incredible news channel, and that's like Vice has been built on, like going there and covering, things that people haven't really seen as much of, and like there's no story they're really scared to cover, like for example.
Well, the more shocking, the better. In fact, sorry to cut you off.
No, for sure, but like basically, like all the old pieces were all like that. So it's, serious stuff, like, there, but still has a hint of, like, not, I don't want to say humor, but it's still, like, kind of, what do you call it, like, humanizing, like, there's certain moments, you'll see the host in discomfort, like, it's like, not everything's polished, So I know there's a lot of people that, grew up seeing that kind of Vice, which is still in existence, but now that it's grown so large, there are, like, different, departments and things. So almost my department like does, a lot of like very, powerful stories, but sometimes we'll also do lighthearted stuff. Like for example, go, review like, like not well-liked haircut salon, like stuff like that, like that's still fun. But I feel like Vice has always done that, but sometimes people will be like, this isn't real journalism, you're an asshole, stuff like that. But I still, at least some people are like, oh, like this is fun, and they like it. And I think though, I am still informing the public, like when I go to these establishments, you still get to see like, like are online reviews always true? It's kind of like in a way like, it's not like total bullshit. It's not like I'm just standing around like making a bunch of jokes, like on the corner, not just like heckling people on the street, like I mean, although that's not a bad idea. I straight that down. Just kidding.
In the world that we live in nowadays, like with viral, everybody wants to go viral. How do you deal with the balance of like making something that you believe in that's cool versus making something that you think will go viral?
Got it. That's a really good question. It's actually hard because if you're trying to make stuff that's gonna go viral, I feel like a lot of time it like won't go viral. It doesn't
work, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really work. So I think I kind of just got lucky that like what I wanted to do and what my friend, a producer, like came up with. He was like kind of came up with the idea of like going to the lowly rated places, and I came up with. I was like, oh, let's call it 1-star reviews. So it's like a collaboration. So basically, like that somehow, I guess you could say like I don't even know if it went like what do viral require? That went like what like. Almost viral. I don't know. Nowadays, you probably need like 100 million. I don't know.
Like what qualifies as viral now?
Yeah, so that had some million. That might have gone viral. All right, I got So we kind of just got lucky on that one that the format just kind of worked and people, I guess, like responded to it.
Yeah.
So we're able to just, I guess you kind of just got lucky on that one. You can't really like chase the views,
Yeah.
So I mean, I try to like. it's like weird. It's such a weird thing because like you want to like say and think that you're not ever doing anything for the views, you know? But at the same time, like views like run the world pretty much in society and like just like
It's
money.
like the new currency, basically.
Literally. It's like I came up with this stupid thing, you know, like the Wu-Tang thing, cash rule everything around me. Like I say like views rules everything around me.
That's pretty good, actually. You should trademark that.
Yeah, damn. I'll wait. By Tuesday, yo, I'm gonna trademark
gonna
this
have the
shit.
shirt.
Nah, I'm gonna get this shit trademarked by the time you edit this thing. But no, so it's like, you know, you wanna like not think about that when you're making content, but it is always kind of in the back of your mind, you know? So I guess sometimes I am like, oh, well, maybe if I go to this place, you know, like it'll be crazy as fuck and people will watch it and then, you know, like I'll be like accepted by society. But for the most part, I try to not focus on that, you know, and not do stuff that, you know.
Sure. It's something that you think about, but it's not the main goal.
Yeah, and it's also just not what Vice was really built on either as a whole. Like they were just out there doing their thing and then like the views just kind of followed. Like they never went to Liberia to try to like get views. You know, like they were kind of just like trying to do the story. So like I try to just stay, you know, as I guess any company should. It's not just Vice. You know, it's like just kind of do stuff you believe in and that you know, like hopefully won't like I don't know like that like not like everyone will hate because then you're probably fucked, you know, because of the whole view thing, the society. Damn you guys. Just kidding. Damn you.
Let's talk about some of the things that you've done. I really enjoyed when you smoked weed with Waka Flocka Flame.
Oh my God, that was a fun one.
Was that's a series, right? Like blunt reviews? That's not your personal series?
No, that was a series. Yeah, I got lucky on that one because I was actually filming something else in Holland, like or I guess Amsterdam, or like on the outskirts. I was actually filming a piece on this like group. I don't want to say it's a cult. It's like not necessarily a cult, but like they've been accused of being a cult.
Allegedly. Okay? You got to say the word allegedly.
Yes, an alleged cult, I guess, like some, you know, some news outlets had, you know, said this might be a cult. Who knows? I don't know if it's a cult. I couldn't tell you. But we were there filming that, and I was actually camera operating on that one.
Okay.
And then they were like, oh, well, like since you're like near Amsterdam and you smoke weed, why don't you go smoke some weed for the series we do? And this will be like the first international one because all the other ones had been kind of like, I think one was in like LA, one was in Colorado.
It was like everywhere where it's legal.
Wherever it's legal, they did a couple. And then, Alaska. I filmed the Alaska one actually. It was really fun. I got to ride in that little airplane with Trey. It was fun filming him.
I saw that one.
Yeah, the Alaska one's good. You should watch that one. It's a good one. Yeah, blunt reviews is fun. So then I was in Amsterdam and then I got to do the blunt reviews. And then somehow, like, because I guess I'm just like lucky at times, but I knock on wood. I shouldn't talk about this. But somehow, Waka Flocka, like during the filming of it, like we take a lunch break and like I'm so damn high, I'm like, you know, eating whatever
really
the hell.
You're really stoned out of your fucking mind.
Super stoned, eating outdoor at this
on
nice
that boat
little spot.
thing.
Yeah, for sure. Did the boat already, you know, I was real high. Smoked some crazy hash. God damn, I wish I could smoke that right now. Shout out to Amsterdam. And whatever that cafe, Jurgenboard Cafe and all the other ones. So I'm so high, I'm eating my lunch, we're chilling, not filming, and then like Waka Flocka like walks out of the place with some like to-go food. I'm pretty sure he got fish and chips. I don't know what he got, but like he walks out and he walks by and he's like walks to the corner and I'm like to our producer, I'm like, I think that was Waka Flocka. And then she's like, no, like get the fuck out of here. Like it's not, like you're high, you know? And then she like looks and it's like him on the corner and all of a sudden you see it's like a bunch of people with him and you're like, this is probably Waka Flocka.
He's tall,
like,
right? He's fucking huge.
He's pretty easy to recognize. So then we realized that like it was Waka Flocka. So then she's like, and I'm like, yeah, like I just filmed him like a couple weeks ago. So I've actually randomly filmed Waka Flocka like one time I assisted this guy, Dan the Man, on a music video shoot, like back in the day, like held some light on his roof, like onto Waka Flocka. And
you're just standing there
just with the light, like looking at Waka Flocka. And then I filmed him for Vice like a few months later, randomly. Like he did a self-portrait thing and some other interview, and he was super nice. I took photos of him, because I usually when I film the people, I'll try to get a photo too that we could post and like say my portfolio, get that Waka Flocka shot. So yeah, and then she's super nice, and then so I was like, oh, like, you know, that's cool, that's him. And then she's like, oh, like, you have to see if we could film with him. And then I was like, so high, I like didn't want to, you know? I'm like, no, like, it's fine. Like, and then she's like, no, you really should. It'd be so cool. And I'm like, you're right, fine. Like, so I like drag my high ass to the corner and like walk up to Waka Flocka. And I'm like, basically, yeah, I just ran into him and like, he was like down to film and like, it was
You're
crazy.
like, hey, can we film? Can I smoke weed with you? And
I was basically like, hey, like, do you want to like be in this segment and we'll smoke some weed? And like, he was somehow down, and we just went to this cafe and like smoked weed.
But he made you eat some shit.
That's actually not in the piece. Actually, wait. Well, actually, it looks like then I ran into him again. So I guess it's not a lie. But basically, the way we edited it looks like I ran into him a first time, and we just hang out with him. But actually, I ran into him again later. So then we went and filmed with him. After, seeing him on the corner, we met up and smoked, and did our whole thing. And yeah, he like dared me eat that thing, which was actually from like an old Vice video he had been in where he made the dude finish the bottle of, actually put him in the hospital, I think.
Really?
Wilbert had to down, because he put his mouth on the Hennessy bottle or some sort of liquor, and he had to drink the whole fucking thing. And then he got all fucked up.
Crew rule or something, like don't lip it?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much every crew usually. I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys be putting your mouth on the Henny bottle? No, I'm just fucking with you. I don't know. But no, so yeah, he made the other Vice host, not me, finish the entire bottle in the video. Like Gucci Mane's in it. It's like a legendary noisy video back in the day.
Yeah.
So then
I
he's
know
like,
that guy you're talking about.
Yeah, Wilbur. He's cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm like talking about the edible. Like, I got this edible, Waka Flocka. Like, you want to hit this? And he's like, fuck out of here with that. And then like I think like I take a bite, and then he's like, oh, this is like the last video. Like he sees it as opportunity.
So Waka Flocka Flame makes you eat this thing, the whole rest of the edible. Did he know that him making the other guy finish the Henny bottle put him in the hospital? Like, is he still like...
Oh, that's a funny question. I mean, it's Waka Flocka. Like, he's like performing all the time. He's smoking. Like, do you think he like, was he really give a shit? Like, I don't know. Like, if I was Waka Flocka, like, I probably wouldn't give a damn that Wilbert ended up... No, I'm just kidding.
Nah.
That's so mean. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I just don't know if it had registered that. Yeah, but luckily, I feel like with the edible, like, I wouldn't have ended up in like the hospital Wilbert ended up in, but like maybe like the actual like... what do you call it? Like the psych ward or something? Yeah, that like wouldn't have been good. Yeah, so luckily I did not end up in his hospital because that probably would have been the one. But so I guess this story had a happy ending, unlike with Wilbur, unfortunately. Sorry.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was fun. I was high as balls.
And
a little bit uncomfortably high for sure, but who, hasn't been uncomfortably high before, and then the next day you're like still glad you did it,
Yeah.
Not during, obviously, you're like, fuck this.
Yeah, the meal you had with like the herring and the berries.
Oh, it made the herring taste fantastic, yes. But no, so yeah, then we actually smoked with Waka Flocka. It was great time. Then we ran into him again somehow, which is hilarious. So then basically in the video, it looks like that's, not that we like fake anything, because it actually wasn't a lie. We actually ran into Waka Flocka.
Yeah.
In that take, we were literally filming this like stupid bike scene. I'm like riding this bike, and then all of a sudden it's like Waka Flocka again.
There he is.
Yeah. So then we, in our sequencing, we
You just kind of...
Yeah, why not? Because they don't have to know the whole story. I told you, like, people probably already stopped watching this. I hope to God you're gonna edit this thing so people watch it. My stories are so long. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
But yeah, so that was
longer than shorter.
Yeah, so that was a great opportunity in Amsterdam to smoke weed with Waka Flocka.
We talked a little bit about it earlier, but I want to get back into it. So the 1-star reviews. This is your baby. This is like your project. That's the one that's kind of really taken off.
Yeah,
for the most part.
somehow got lucky on that one, I guess you could say, because people actually watched. I don't know. It's like some of the other stuff they've watched as well, but like some of my skate content. Can I plug my skate content?
Go ahead.
Can you guys please go watch my skate content and then go put it on your friend's computer too, and like make them and like even their parents. Like if you have a tablet, go on that one.
Well, what's the? You didn't plug it yet.
Just kidding. Well, all you have to do is search, like, can you skate it? Yes.
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
can you skate it?
Yeah, can you skate it? So that's the skate thing I do.
Okay.
So that's done all right over the years, like it's gotten, decent viewership, but nothing, to really pay the bills over here,
But for the 1-star reviews,
Sorry.
for the 1-star reviews,
Sorry,
how hard is
skateboarding.
it to get these locations to agree to that?
It's not too difficult because, a lot of the time they're willing to have, like their service, featured and, reviewed, especially maybe they've had some shit luck in the past with
I was going to say, it should
patrons,
probably be like
maybe
a
they can redeem
redemption
it.
moment
Maybe,
for them.
maybe they'll see it as that, or maybe they'll see it as, just like a regular thing, So they're like, It's actually not that easy. It's kind of hard, actually. Now that I think about it, a lot of them do say no. But luckily, like, this is New York City, you know, and like, there's so many businesses. There's a business popping up every couple moments, and a lot of the time they do end up with low reviews.
How's your one-star tattoo going? I want to see that.
I was trying to show someone earlier.
On this one?
These are like, this is the worst shirt for it 'cause it doesn't stretch, but I got it up there. So yeah, this was the first episode.
This is from a one-star tattoo parlor.
Yeah, the tattoo was my idea too. Because my friend Alistair came up with the one-star reviews. He's like, hey, I think you'd be great for this thing where you go and review lowly rated businesses. And then I'm like, oh, we could name it one-star reviews. So it's kind of a collaborative, you know, process of coming up with that. And then I was like, you know what? For the first episode, we should do tattoo. So it's like, you know, like what else are you gonna do for the first episode, right?
I mean, it definitely hits hard.
Exactly.
You still have it, and you can like.
Yeah. So it probably wasn't for this tattoo. I wouldn't even have a series. Like, who knows? If I had gone to like, what's like a stupid thing I could have done? I don't know. Oh, well, that's a great question because nobody seems to know. Because I think what happened is he went too heavy on the shading. You know, it's like all shading. There's like no outline.
It's like the fog rolling over San Francisco.
Pretty much. Wow, I love how you plugged SF. That's a good one. That's like your third time mentioning San Francisco in this interview. I'm just kidding. You think you're like from near there or something. No, but it's basically this guy on a surfboard catching an air in a wave, and there's some birds and like some
What is this
wave.
bit right here?
That's supposed to be part of the wave.
Oh, okay.
And that's the guy catching the air.
Oh, nice.
And yeah.
Were you surfing already at the time when you got this?
Yeah, okay. I mean, this is just like a year ago probably. I mean, I've been surfing probably like a decade almost.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but
well, it's a great story behind this, no matter how shitty the tattoo is.
Yeah, and it's like abstract, and like this tattoo isn't great. Just kidding. Love you, Boogie. You're the man. But you know, it's like kind of matches my aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it true that you're not supposed to wear the independent logo anymore? Have you heard that?
I haven't heard that.
You guys heard
Why?
that?
Because it's like a Nazi cross, Iron Cross or something?
Are you wearing Indy over there? No. All right, good. All right, so no, but I was kind of happy to hear because. If that is true, I didn't get the independent logo. Luckily enough, I was gonna, because it is an independent truck. It's actually my truck that from the Autumn Bowl. I had this nice little 5.0 mark.
Is that a crooked grind? It kind of goes.
That's a 5.0 actually. It's a frontside 5.0. It could be a crooked grind though. If I was doing like frontside
90s skater crooked grinds.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring back, but you have to call it a K grind.
Oh yeah,
you remember when fools call it that? But yeah, so I got like. All my tattoos, you know, have like different stories and, you know, are like kind of like different styles. Like I'm not one of those, you know, like sleeve person where everything has to match. So I'm actually not at all upset by the fact that it's, you know, not the most visible thing of scenes. But yeah, it was a good time. And the guy Nate was like super nice that did it. And it was fun as hell. And I'm glad I have it. I always get it removed. Isn't that a thing nowadays?
You could get it removed, you could get it tattooed.
No, I'm just kidding. I would never. Removal, forget about it. I'd rather get another tattoo. Not over it, but just pay for another one. Yeah, whoever gets their tattoos removed, like...
I think Pharrell got his whole body removed.
Whoa, well, sorry. I don't want to hate on Pharrell. He like skates too, right? Or something.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I like that. Yeah, but no, so that's the one-star review show that, kind of like...
But I want to talk about another thing about the one-star review. You know, the part that I like the most... which I find the most genius, is that you ask about the one-star review right in the middle of when the shit's like going down. Like the dude's like injecting your head with Botox, and you're like, so what's up with this one-star review that you got? You know to ask like at the perfect. That's risky for you though.
I do that. It's definitely risky. But there's a few different reasons. But I'm glad you like that and you picked up on that. Not many people they'll like say other shit about it, but like not many people realize that, even though it's right in your face. But I like that you noticed that. Yeah. But I mean, it's basically like for many reasons. One, to like create tension, because like who doesn't like tension, right? It's fun. Yeah. I enjoy tension. It's a little tense right now.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I'm feeling great. No, but it's not just to create tension. It's to like usually not get kicked out, because like if they're already doing the service, you know, if you ask before, they might kick you out and get angry, and then you don't get your tattoo, and it's like a shitty video. Like what? It's like, oh, well, that didn't work out. That would be so bad. It's to not get kicked out because he's already doing the service, and to kind of I'm trying to think why I do that.
Well, it's just like, it's intense. Like the
Yeah.
guy's fucking shaving you with a straight razor,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like, "Hey, what's up with your 1-star
Yeah.
review?" You know?
I guess it's just,
that's
like, fun to
that's
do it
like the
during
comedic genius.
Yeah, I
part
guess
about
that could be part of it.
I don't know if you're a
I'm trying to
genius,
think of this. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you the half compliment. Now I'm trying to think why I do that. I guess it's to not get kicked out, but also like to create a little bit of tension.
Sure.
And it's like really, I feel like they're most passionate during their practice, like while they're actually doing the thing.
True.
So it's like you might as well have them, like discuss, what people are like criticizing this thing they do, like while they're doing the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I guess it's kind of like
Makes a lot of sense.
meta. I don't
to
know.
me,
It's probably
yeah.
not even meta. I don't know. It's probably not the right term, but there's got to be something there. But I like that you noticed that. And then a lot of time we can start the video at that moment too, to really show the viewer like what you're gonna see.
Sure.
You're gonna see this guy get a service done, and he's gonna probably ask about the low reviews.
Yeah.
Although sometimes we don't start with that moment, but
What? So you have a season 2 coming out?
Yes. So we filmed a bunch more of the episodes, and I'm hoping that it's released, sooner than later.
Okay.
Just kind of they're figuring out, some of the editing and all that kind
Yeah.
of fancy stuff,
Any spoilers? Like, what kind of locations can we expect?
Well, I got a nipple ring, so that's a fun one. I actually have it right now. So yeah, I actually got a nipple ring.
Is it a bar?
I'll
or like,
fucking
what
show
is
you
it?
guys. I'll put a weird out. I don't give a fuck. Look. Yeah, it's a bar. You see that thing?
I love how you're
Yeah,
still
it's like
rocking it, though.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Well, there's many reasons for that. Well, one reason I'm still rocking it is because, like, it wasn't that long ago. And, like, you're supposed
gotta
to...
keep it in,
You can't just go get a nipple ring and take that thing out. Like, Like, you gotta let it fully heal, like, or your nipple will get all sorts of fucked up. And then you let it heal, and it's been a while. It probably could take it out, but I just find it kind of funny. And also, I only have one, which everyone thinks is funny. So I sure as hell wasn't doing the next one. That thing hurt like a motherfucker. Like, getting your nipple pierced. I have respect for people with 2 nipple rings. Holy shit. But yes, I got a nipple ring at a place.
I'm
if
dying
you
to see that
guys
video. I can't
will,
wait to see it.
Watch my show, hopefully you can see me get my nipple pierced. But you have to watch the skateboard thing first.
For sure.
That's the deal.
Skate
It's a
content.
verbal agreement we have now.
And you get a lot of hate from these videos, too.
Sometimes, here and there, like some of the skate stuff, you mentioned earlier you wanted to chat about the Geno thing that I did.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that a little bit.
that's later. Oh, shit. Yeah, but some of them get, even some of the 1-star things, people think, I'm like doing a disservice to Vice, which is
Yeah.
like true journalism and everything. But I mean, it's maybe
That's
just-
always been
yeah.
part of their, like you said earlier,
Exactly.
they go from like, really intense journalism to like funny, things that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all kind of still in the same voice. And it's not like I'm like acting or like being like a real asshole, it's still real. It's still
Some of the
like,
comments
yeah.
that I find super ridiculous are they're like, this is awkward. And this
Oh,
is
yeah.
like, this is cringe. And you're like,
Yeah.
that's the fucking point.
Exactly, yeah. Precisely.
It's not like you're trying to be serious, but it's
Yeah.
like awkward.
For
it's like
sure.
you want to make it awkward, right? Not just
For
like,
sure. Exactly, it's more fun. Awkward's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Nothing better than an awkward date, right? Like you're on a super awkward date, and it's kind of funny. The more awkward you can tell your friends, it's like awkward isn't bad, right? You like story, like it was so awkward. Like that's better than what? Like, oh, it was great, Like, right? Like, oh, it went so well. It's like you don't want to hear that, right? Like, oh, we made out. It was so romantic. Like, no, you want like some crazy shit. Like my hat, like hit her. Like that's like some funny shit. Like, yeah.
What about the skating with the Lakai guys and like giving them those ridiculous
the free
props?
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Where like man-child thought he got like scabies or something from the fucking horse.
Yeah, he
I don't
was
know
like-
if that
he's
made
like,
it
"I
in.
touched the-"
Yeah, he was kind of mad at the end. Yeah. I don't know.
I didn't know he was
made it in.
actually mad.
He wasn't
pissed?
mad. He was just kind of like a little sketched out.
he was
by
a little
the,
salty?
By the not salty. He wasn't mad. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. If you're watching this man-child, I did not mean that. You were, just he was like kind of like a little weary of that he
Yeah.
might have gotten some sort of, I don't
It's
know
funny
what
because
you would
those
get from
guys,
that.
those
like,
guys never really step out of their element either, like to do those types of like.
For sure, I got kind of lucky on that
Yeah.
one. Thanks to Spike Jones,
nice.
not to name drop or anything, but no,
He's your boss,
Well, yeah,
essentially.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
And he basically was like, Rick Howard's in town. You should do something with him. And I'm like, yeah, like, please. Speaking of which, actually, it never made it in the video, I don't think, but Rick Howard was like my first pro skateboard I had was a Rick Howard, this like really nice baby blue girl logo thing, like the full print one. Remember the stencil thing back in the day? So yeah, I had a Rick Howard board since day one and like definitely a Rick Howard fan. So I was like, I think I might have told that to Rick Howard. I don't remember.
And he was like, oh,
He's
cool.
like, cool. Yeah, you fucking weirdo.
Nice.
But no, that was a good time. So I got to go skate with Rick Howard and bring a bunch of stupid free stuff they skated. And people probably thought it was super awkward.
Well, the clip
it was
cool.
super awkward. And they shredded those
They
fucking
actually did
things.
some cool shit on there.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. So that was that.
The Gino, let's talk about the Gino
yeah,
thing
we can dig
bit.
a little deeper.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good time and like,
He thought you were Yage.
Yeah, I guess he thought I was Yage, which I wasn't sure that that's what he thought. It's not like I really wanted to trick Gino, you know? Like
It
I was
worked
just
to your
like,
favor, though.
yeah, because then he still met up with me. He probably wouldn't have met up with me otherwise.
Yeah.
But I still wasn't sure. Like I wasn't like, oh, he thinks I'm Yage, but I'm still gonna meet him. I was just like, oh, I guess he like kind of thinks we have met. But you know, in skating, you know, when
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I definitely seen you. You know, it's like one of those. You know what I'm saying?
And you're like, wait, what? Man, have we
But usually
met
just
before?
roll with it. You're like, oh, cool,
Yeah.
yeah, 'cause that's skating. Like, you know, it's like skaters are everywhere. They're all over the world. You run into you know, it's like, so it is likely we could have met before. So it's not like I was totally tricking Gino. And then we met up, and then he did think I was Yage, but then he's like, oh, you're not Yage, and then he's still down to run with it. And then I was at a time when I was kind of like trying to do a skateboard show that like wasn't, you know, like any traditional skateboard show. Like Vice had Epically Latered, which like, you know, digs very deep into the lives of the skaters. It's an amazing documentary show. But I wanted to do something like that where you still learn about the skaters, but you still kind of like add an extra level of like tension, you know, or like awkwardness, you know? So like we kind of like mix it up and it's not your traditional interview show where you're more transparent, you know, you're like, hey, we're on a schedule, you know, we got this, you know, we're like, all this weird shit, you know, and then someone suggested
But you were on
a
skate schedule.
Yeah.
Like a.
I think I kept telling him that, right? Yeah, like we're skating on a
You
schedule.
were kind of fucking with him a little bit.
Not really. I wasn't trying to fuck with him at all. I was just kind of like testing the waters of, you know, like doing something that, you know, like is just, I don't know how to describe it. I just want to do something different. And I was young and I didn't know exactly what the different thing was that I wanted to do, you know? So it's kind of like I was just like, you know, like just trying out random things.
Yeah.
But in no way was I trying to like punk him or like make fun of him, you know? I just wanted to kind of like do some things with Gino that like maybe you don't see Gino doing every day.
Of course.
So I was like, hey, you know, also my friend who I was working with at the time had suggested some cool things. This guy Jordan, he's fucking rad. Shout out Jordan. He was like, you know, why don't you go to Home Depot, get some wood, you know, just tell them it's for work, it's an errand, but like then you guys could skate it. You know, just kind of like fun, weird ideas.
That's the part where it got weird.
And then it got weird, because I kept saying we need to go get this wood, and then he's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He's like, why don't we just go to a furniture store? And
because I told him I had to build a table, but like I was just gonna trick him into skating it or something, but like not really trick him. It was just, you know, like fun shit. So imagine just Gino chilling at Home Depot, like, you know, it'd be fucking great. So then, the wood thing didn't work out. He got kind of mad. He kind of thought I was punking him. But then I kind of like talked him down, you know, like off the ledge. Like I was like, Gino, like I'm not punking you. And like basically like, you know, like, because I look up to him so much and he's, you know, like literally one of my favorite skateboarders, like probably my favorite skateboarder, like his fucking part when he back 360s the fucking stairs and he nollies off the curb and it's like the shit.
Yeah, it's the shit.
Yeah, it's Gino.
Fucking Gino.
What an asshole I am to try to fuck with Gino.
Yeah.
Just kidding, I wasn't trying to fuck with him.
He sat on this couch before.
Has he really? He's been on one of these?
Yeah.
Oh my god, do you think Gino's gonna see
I think
this?
he was our second guest. I couldn't believe
Amazing.
it. Yeah, he was number
it's a
two.
great,
exactly.
great person to have on your show. So basically I did the whole thing and then he thought, you know, I might be trying to punk him, but then I convinced him that I wasn't trying to punk him because I wasn't trying to punk him. You know, but it might have seemed like that to
whatever
him at
you
first.
said worked because after that you guys went to Astoria Park and fucking killed
we
it.
went and skated and he fucking
and he did a crazy ass
he
fucking sick
nollie
trick.
backside heeled over the hip. Like so good. The way he landed that was just so perfect. And it took him like a few tries and he wasn't even coming that close and then he just fucking did it. And it was like so magical. And that was cool that I was in it because I love how everyone's like the number one comment is like, you know, like this was so fucked up, but like at least, you know, we got to see the nollie back heel, you know.
And you were
like,
skating and good in it
I
also.
did a little lip slide in there. We did doubles. Yeah, it was a good time.
like 10 feet or something.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I mean, I was with Gino. I had to go the extra mile, right? Especially after I just almost like pissed him off. I was just going for broke. I'm like, fuck it. And then we chatted a bunch. Like he really like like we kind of hit it off at the end. Like we were just talking about like the current state of like social media had kind of like just come out back then. It's funny how long ago this clip was. You know, it's
how long ago was it?
I don't know, at least like 5 years, maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that long ago. I guess social media had existed for a while, but it kind of was like a new thing.
It wasn't as crazy as it is
Yeah,
now.
the whole thing of like skate videos coming out like so rapidly nowadays had kind of just started then, you know. It's like always there's so many online. It's like not like you wait as much anymore, you know. Back then you're like, oh yeah, right, it's coming out. This is incredible.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I don't know, what is there, like 10 videos coming out? We could like plug 10 videos right now.
I don't even
no,
know.
just kidding. But yeah, so, you know, we were like chatting about that and like we kind of, you know, like saw eye to eye on a lot of things.
Have you seen him since then?
No, but then you want to know what happened? So then we just sit on the footage for a long time. We edited it. It was supposed to be for television. We were like developing a TV show, and then like it was all like, you know, like development stuff, you know. So nothing's really set in stone. It was kind of just, you know, like piloting stuff. And then eventually we were just one day we're like, hey, we should just release this online because like I guess like I don't know if the skateboard television show, you know, who knows? I don't know. So it's like weird like inner workings.
No, that's okay.
But so yeah, they're like, oh, well, maybe it's, you know, not going to be a television show. I don't know. But
You're like,
they
let's
put
fucking use this.
I was like,
yeah.
yeah. So basically, they put it out on the internet, and it. No, sorry. First, I called Gino. Sorry, I forgot. This is a very important part of the story. Sorry, I shouldn't like say we just put it out. So I like give him a ring, and I was like, hey, like, you know, I emailed him. I don't know. I sent the video to Gino for him to watch. Now that we had edited it, and we wanted to maybe put it on the internet. And I was like, hey, check this out. I know it was a long time ago, but it was like so much fun, you know, and like I just want to make sure, you know, like you're cool with this. What do you think about this? And he writes back like, haha, this is like hilarious. Like, you know, he thought it was funny. Like he got it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we left in the whole story.
Yeah, yeah.
I could have edited that piece in a way that would have just show the highlights. You know, I could have done a little sizzle reel Gino hangout day. Like, oh, I had so much fun with Gino. Gino's amazing, you know. He's fucking amazing.
That wouldn't have been nearly even as close
so
to
we
as
left
good.
the whole thing in. We edited it. We made it, you know, pretty fun. And the whole thing where I lose my keys, he like thought I actually did that on purpose, but I didn't.
Well, even the girl was like, is this a bit? And you're like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I actually lost my keys. I'm an idiot. So yeah, he thought it was all funny, and I thought it was all funny. And most people I know that, you know, have some sort of sense of humor to an extent, you know, can appreciate it, you know, and they're like, you know, all right, like you're not punking Gino, you do respect him, but you guys, you know, went off the rails a little and you wanted to share that. Because it's like, also you reacted well to that. Like other people probably would have fucking gone home, you know, like they would have been like over it. But he wrote it out, so I think it was cool to show all that. And we showed it all, and then there was a whole like slap forum, I think, you know, like mad pages hating on it, like this kid's a fucking asshole, how could he to Gino? Oh man, I don't even know if I want
to. I saw some comments, it's like, you ruined a great opportunity to interview an amazing skater.
Some like pro skater called me and was all pissed off. Like
actually called you.
I don't know.
Who was it? Damn, let's get this name on here.
A friend of mine who's really cool and amazing skateboarder.
Okay.
Jason Dill. No, he's the man. I think like hopefully now he's not mad at me, but he was just like, what the fuck is this, you know? Like, and I was like, dude, like I talked to Gino, you know, I thought it was cool, like I thought it was funny, Gino thought it was funny.
Yeah, there was no reason.
And then at the end, he's kind of like, he wasn't mad at me anymore. You know, Dill was like, all right, you know, like, you know, it's cool, see you in New York. You know, he wasn't like that pissed, but he was kind of just, you know, a lot of people kind of had to like, you know, be like, kind of check me, you know, like, what's up with this, you know? Like, people were definitely weary of it.
There's a mild troll factor to it.
Yeah, I guess it could come off. I mean, yeah, I totally see why he called me and why, you know, a lot of people hated on it. It could seem like I was trolling Gino, but I really wasn't, and that wasn't my intention. And I hope he liked it in the end, you know? Like, I know he liked it before we put it up.
Yeah.
And I feel like hopefully he still feels the same way.
I think it's a hilarious
It's kind of just
clip.
fun to have it out there.
Funny,
like,
man.
why not, you know? Like, but, yeah, no, shout out to Jason Dill, though. Like, he's the fucking man.
Do you still keep up with
I don't want to hate me for saying, but he just at first was a little, because, you know, like, I don't know.
Do you keep up with skating and like what's going on like now? Do you follow, how closely do you follow skateboarding?
Well, a lot of time when I watch it, the kids are just so good that it like makes me like kind of like just almost like not want to skate, you know? I'm like, fuck, like what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So like I don't watch a shit ton of it. You know, like I'd kind of like rather just like do it a little bit and like see people do it in real life.
Yeah.
And like I can't really keep up with the amount of content that comes out, you know?
Yeah, it's intense.
It's insane. and I'm trying to learn how to surf better too. So I try to watch like some surfing as well because it's very different. And in a way, skateboarding has like helped my surfing with like balance and stuff. But certain things like popping your board like fucks up your surfing.
Okay.
Because in surfing, you're like supposed to like ride the rails and kind of like carve.
Yeah.
You know those carver boards that I used to think was like super whack? You know what I'm talking about? It's those fucking boards that you can't get wheel bite on. You know what I'm talking about? And you can like literally lean back and forth to get speed. It's almost like a ripstick, but not.
Oh.
It's like a longboard, but like they're called carver. It's a whole genre of skateboarding. Carver.
I'm gonna have to Google this shit. I
Check
never
out
fucking
carver.
heard of it before.
Well, it's super lame. Like.
Do you go down hills?
You can do hills,
Okay.
yeah, but it basically teaches you how to surf kind of, because in a way you're just supposed to like slide around when you surf and not like actually tic-tac.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm surfing, I'll be like trying to tic-tac and I'll like look like an
skating is like a
asshole
more of
and,
an up and down movement.
yeah,
like
exactly.
going
You
over
pop your
cracks.
board, but surfing you actually go whoosh, which
Yeah.
is like skating if you're just skating a bowl or something, but if you're like doing actual tricks, you know, and trying to get on a ledge, like it's very different.
Yeah.
So I try to watch Sorry, I can't
Surf
even talk.
videos.
I try to watch more surf videos than skate videos, but I still do watch, you know, an occasional one, you know, or like a classic, you know, like I watched Video Days like a few weeks ago. Like,
That's good.
shout out to Video Days.
That's my favorite video. I haven't
Best
seen it in a
fucking
long
video.
time.
So I love to watch skateboarding, but not at the pace that I used to, where I like saw every video that's out and knew about every politic of skateboarding.
Yeah.
And now there's so many brands I can't even keep up with it either, so it kind of just confuses me.
Yeah.
So I guess
There's kind of like less brands.
are there? Sorry, see, that's how little I know.
I don't know. I feel like
Really?
there's less,
Less
brands.
brands
I feel like
nowadays?
there's less brands, more great skaters with nowhere to go.
Okay.
That's the
Interesting.
way I feel. I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of small brands. Like everyone's starting, like Alex Olson has
Yeah.
one. Like there's like so many people. Isn't Brian? Is that a different one Brian Anderson has? Like
Well, he
there's, like-
rides for Antihero now.
Ryan Anderson does?
Yeah. He
Sick.
started a brand, but now he
Yeah.
doesn't do that anymore, and he rides for Antihero.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's not that many brands. Who knows? Who cares? But I don't watch as much skateboarding as people probably would
Yeah.
expect me to as the person who films skateboard videos still. So sorry.
Hey,
But
we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. It was like one of the things that makes your projects so successful is that you're not afraid to put yourself out there and put yourself into uncomfortable situations. Where do you think you would like draw the line? Like where'd you draw the line of like what you'll do or like is there like anything where you're like, nah, I'm not fucking with that?
Probably prefer not to like do anything to my dick.
Even though your whole thing started off the spray dick.
Yeah. Well, I guess with someone else. Like I sprayed my dick. So I guess if anything with my dick, it's gonna have to involve just me applying it. And I don't know how many like that may not work for the show because like usually like you rate the business, not just me spraying my dick with something. So I don't know. I guess when it comes to the dick, maybe. What else? That might be it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like I wouldn't get like a 1-star penis surgery.
Yeah, sure.
But or like, you feel me? Yo, I was at Skatopia filming this thing, and like they kind of like hated us there because we're like the squares from Vice, like filming them, like they didn't hate us, but like at night when people got wasted, they were like like fuck you guys with the cameras, blah blah.
Yeah.
And then one guy somehow had like. Yeah, I don't know. Then they were like on the megaphone and they were like, Vice, come up here and film. And they're like, they somehow, I didn't know they knew about my show. And they were like on the megaphone, like, come up here and review my 1-star prostate. And they're like yelling this shit. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, and they're like lighting off fireworks, like shooting fireworks at us. And all of a sudden he's like talking about my show. And I'm like, whoa, this is kind of scary. But yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't do the dick thing. And I probably wouldn't, I don't know even what even is a 1-star prostate. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I wouldn't want one
I don't
of those.
know. I feel like if you got a 1-star prostate, you're in bad shape.
Yeah, exactly.
You might need some. You might need some help.
Yeah, so I guess I'd rather not. Yeah, although I did a colonic. That's
A 1-star colonic.
Yeah, it's where they
shit.
spray a bunch of water up your
Damn.
ass.
All right.
Yeah, so I guess I did fuck with my prostate in a way. But when it comes to like actually like a surgery on your prostate, I'd prefer not to as well.
What about like something along the lines of like going to like Brownsville or like Bed-Stuy and like interviewing people about gentrification or something like that?
I would be into that.
That would be dope.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably been going on for quite a while, you know, the gentrification. I feel like a lot of people have maybe covered that, but if there's a way to cover it.
From a certain person, like you know, like dudes on the corner's perspective.
You should
like,
pitch me that. Do you want to do that? You seem like you have an interest in furthering your message of gentrification. No, it could be fun. I've always wanted to do something New York-centric, like with different neighborhoods and that kind of thing. Let's fucking talk.
Because the Williamsburg thing was pretty funny.
Oh,
that was like, you're just trolling, kind of trolling some dude.
Oh yeah, that was a comment on gentrification. Sorry, I got confused. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you saw that. You dug deep, man. God damn, you do your research.
I dug a little bit.
Wow. This is a very impressive thing you got going on here. Wow. But no, yeah, that was kind of a comment. Yeah, seriously. Thank you. But yeah, you're 5 still.
Yeah.
Still a solid 5. But yeah, no, I would be interested in doing more on that and just the current state of like how just ridiculous New York has gotten, and it's like expensive and like, I don't know, there's too many skate parks.
There's a lot of fucking skate parks.
I feel like they get mad at me. No, that's fun. But still, go skate some street spots, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just a different place now. And like, I mean, Max Fish is still cool, but like, you know, it's like.
Still fun.
Yeah, it's like, there's just like, what else is there to do? I don't know. Like, it's like not New York to me anymore, really, you know? Like growing up, you know, like skating with Harold and shit at night with my homie, like.
I mean, I feel the same way about San Francisco. It's changed a lot, you know? It's not the same place, but then again, that's life, so.
True, exactly.
Life moves, life goes on, so.
It does, I guess.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and it's all an experience, but not a great one in New York a lot of the time with all the gentrifiers and like expensiveness and just like crowded. Like the fucking crowded. East Village, like you can't even walk. And like, you know, back in the day it was a little crowded, but when I was skating Tompkins, like I don't remember all those fucking people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But then again, I can't really say that because I'm not from here either, so.
You're the gentrifier. Just kidding. You're not. You've been here long enough to not be a gentrifying asshole, for sure.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Sorry to all the gentrifying assholes, though. Yeah, I feel like this is going to get me in trouble in the end. I'm just kidding.
Have your parents
Jason Dill's going to fucking be so... Sorry, I really like you. Also, he's one of... It's so fucked up, too, because literally, like, Gino and Jason Dill are, like, my favorite skateboarders, like, probably within like 3. I'm trying to think who the third one is. Seriously though, like just seeing all their video parts, seeing them both skate in real life, like, you know, like they're sick. So they're not the kind of people you want to, you know, piss off. So I just want to, you know, like let them know that they're my favorites and that I really like did not have any sort of like, you know, negative, like I just didn't want
they probably know.
No negative intentions at all. And like, I like really look up to them both.
Yeah.
And like, hopefully in the end, you know, they can look back in the video and like another like 10 years pass maybe, I don't know, you know, give or take, you know, more or less, like 2 decades. And then they'll be like, wow, you know, it's funny, you know, it's good that he, you know, did this and we would like to skateboard with
Have your parents seen any of your videos? How do they feel about them?
My mom at first was like very like weary and angry about the 1-star reviews because you know, it's like me like doing some things, you know, like to my body at like a establishment that, you know, is lowly rated. Or I guess received numerous low ratings.
Yeah.
So she was a little weary, but then in the end, you know, it's like I'm fine and she like thinks they're funny in the end. Yeah, so it's fine. And like my dad, I guess, was like, thinks they're pretty funny. Thinks some of them are stupid, probably, but like I don't know. Like, he's cool.
They support.
They're very supportive, just as they were with me. You know, skateboarding and pretty much everything I've done. They're very nice.
Man. That's dope. That makes a big difference.
Are your parents stoked on what you're doing?
My mom's stoked on anything I do. I'm her fucking hero, regardless. Just it could be like.
Yeah, I think it's important to have a good relationship. You know, like
for sure.
I think if possible. And for them to not hate what you're doing, you know, like.
Yeah. Where do you see it all going? Like at the end of the day, like, do you want to go like ultimate, like troll levels, like Ali G?
That would be sick. I never thought about that. Damn. Yeah, no. If I could make it to that level, like that would be fucking awesome. But unfortunately, nothing in life is like definite, and you really can't like. You can have dreams and aspirations, but you just can't expect anything, you know. So I feel like, you know, like I would love to, you know, do more and bigger things and more things, you know, and just keep doing it for the rest of my life. But you really just like, all you can do is try and just like hope it works out.
Yeah.
But I'm not like counting on a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like out here trying to do it and see what happens. But like if all fails, like I'm just gonna try to like start like some sort of small business of some sort, like hopefully in Panama, and just like surf every day and just like live on nothing, you know, and like
that's still my
within
backup plan as well.
Yeah, and not even it's a backup plan for sure, but it's also like a maybe like in a few
maybe
years
a plan
or so.
A, right?
Yeah, like 5, who knows, or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But I'd love to just do something simpler as well and just kind of like chill out and make enough to survive. But like I don't need to live an extravagant life, and I would like to just surf more.
Sick.
Yeah.
Besides,
but it'd be cool to be Ali G though. I'm not opposed to the Ali G thing, but
and I'm not calling you a troll
just
either.
Not counting on it.
You know, it's just that what he does is that he kind of like trolls in a humorous way that makes people think about shit.
Exactly, but he actually is making more of a change too, which is cool. Actually, he's doing like what I do, but like the like really important, like memorable, like you know, like getting people thinking, exposing politicians, all that. Which hey, not a bad fucking idea. Maybe I could do that one day, but he's basically taking it to the next level.
You gotta crawl before you ball. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying, man.
What projects do you have coming out besides you got season 2 of 1 Star Yelp reviews? What else are you working on?
Hopefully some of those coming out soon.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Other than that, I did a skate video recently at Area 51, which was a lot of fun.
That's right.
Yeah. So
is that online now?
Yeah, that's on YouTube. All you guys got to do is search "Can You Skate It?" Area 51.
How close are you actually to Area 50? Like, if you don't mind me, like.
So we go to the entrance of it, where basically if you are to go in there, you will most likely get shot. And we just skateboard kind of like right there.
Okay.
So like, I don't know if you could say technically we skated Area 51, but
you
like.
skated as close to Area 51 as you can get.
Precisely. Yeah. And we were like there, and they were even checking us out. Like they were like maybe gonna come arrest us, who knows.
What's there, a huge fence?
Not even that big of a fence. It's actually just, if you'll just watch my video, I just fucking with you. No, it's actually literally like one of those gates for cars that goes up and down.
Yeah.
And it's just a gate and then like maybe some other fence and then a shit ton of cameras everywhere that like when you move, they move. Like it's like some creepy shit. And yeah, we just set up a bunch of plywood and like Riley Hawk like grinded the fucking trailer. Like first he was doing the wheel well, which was sick, you know, it's just like up here, and then he actually like 50-50'd the fucking like metal part of the trailer, which is like this high, like off like a shitty jump ramp.
And there's guys with like machine guns watching you?
They probably had guns, but we didn't see them. But at one point, I mean, who knows? Maybe they didn't have guns. I don't want to like speak on behalf of the government right now. But
how easy
I've already pissed off Jason. I don't need to piss off.
Let's see how many lists you're on right now.
Yeah, right. No,
the Colt from Amsterdam.
Pretty much. Oh yeah, fuck. Alleged. But no, they kind of drove up to the entrance and like checked us out, kind of, but we didn't really see them, and like they didn't kick us out. And that was right before he landed 50-50. I'm like, please land it, because like if he hadn't landed at 50-50, I would have like probably cried. So that 50-50 was sick as fuck.
That was like,
yeah, like what are we just gonna put him like attempting a 50-50? like that's our like banger.
Well, good thing the good thing you got fucking Riley Hawk. I mean, if it was somebody else, they might not have come through, you know?
Yeah, he's so good, and so is Taylor Kirby, who's in it and fucking shreds his ass off, and Richie Jackson, who did not skate too much, but he cruises around a bit, and just having his energy on board was like amazing. He looked cool as fuck. He was kind of my sidekick on like kind of trying to do some investigating on aliens and whatnot.
Nice.
So he was a great addition. So yeah, I mean, other than
I'm
the
gonna
one
watch that
star
tonight
thing,
when I get home.
Thank you. We could use that view, Lee.
Yeah, views.
Thank you.
Hey,
every
views
view counts,
rule everything
right?
Around
yeah,
me,
views rule everything around me. But yeah, just the skate stuff and maybe some more things if I'm lucky. I don't know. But as I mentioned, I'm not counting on anything. You know, like nothing is definite. For all I know, it could all disappear tomorrow. So I'm just trying to do as much of it as I can.
Nice.
And
I think that's all we can
then
do,
move
right?
to Panama.
Sounds good.
Right on. Dude, thanks so much for having me. This is so fun. I really appreciate it.
With that being said, you got to watch Taji's show. You got to get them views up. You know, views rule everything around us.
Please watch it. I'll send you $1, maybe.
Thanks for checking in. Follow us on Instagram and check our YouTube channel. Episode 15. Peace.